doing something different today. Hey, we are roofers. So some things should be hired out to professionals, and roofing's definitely one of those things, but we do have some experience. I redid my grandfather's roof when I was 19.
I redid my grandparents when I was a teenager.
So almost 2 decades of experience.
What could go wrong? One of the first things that you do want to take care of prior to putting down your initial membrane is patching any holes or damaged areas. In our case, we had an old kind of flute chimney from an old like wood stove, wood burner situation that we took out years ago, but the area around it was damaged. So we did cut that out. We used a 3/4 inch subflooring plywood to replace that piece. We used things like caulk and some tar, and then we did a double layer of the protective membrane underneath to make sure there was no additional leaks in the future.
So far, so good. You first have a self-adhesive roll that goes down, and then the asphalt roll that goes on top of it.
First roll is down. This is the membrane, protective membrane, but it's a self-adhesive. You cut 45s at the corners to let the next layer lay down flat to the existing roof. You do the same there so it doesn't create a water channel, which is what happened with the old roof, which is why you see the buckling. So we'll cut those, lay them flat, start the next roll. But it's also got all these pre-measurements, so you know how much to overlap. This is really easy. I'm not going to do another one. In this clip, we can see how we're removing the plastic from the self-adhesive part of the asphalt roll. As you pull out the plastic from underneath to reveal the self-adhesive material, you want to pull at a 45-degree angle to ensure that you don't break or rip the plastic, but it also makes it easier to keep your membrane at a smooth, level surface to keep it nice and flat during install.
That's the goal. They didn't always do it right.
All right, next. We're gonna rotate this. Like a rich color, like a luxury.
This roofing stuff, it's heavy.
900 pounds each.
If you know a roofer, don't fight with them, because they're strong. Jesus, this stuff's heavy. When you're working on the roof, you really always want to have at least one person on the ground.
Or have some on speed dial for quick access. Our ladder fell. So we're stuck on the roof. But we have a good 45 minutes worth of work, so you don't have to brush.
It's also really important to make sure that the surface you're working on is clean before you put down your next layer of adhesive.
It's also important to remember that you are walking back and forth, so you must clean in between. We used our blower to help us remove any of the small debris along the way as well.
And the most important job is to step on the seams to make sure that the layers adhere to each other.
We also did this install in the middle of winter, so it was a little bit colder. So where the two seams overlap, the lower layer has also a plastic that you remove to reveal a self-adhesive for the upper layer to attach to. So you really have to work in each of the seams to make sure that they stick well together. This is the process that prevents the rolled roofing from lifting or shifting to prevent any of the water from backflowing underneath the previous layer.
New rolled roofing installed.
We did it. We did it, Jake. We did it.
So this is the roof 4 months later. We've had a couple torrential downpours, and so far everything is holding up just fine.
This will be our first summer heat though that we go through it. Ideally with an asphalt rolled roof like this, the heat will actually kind of help it meld together, but it is a 1960s home and we did know that this was a temporary fix. So we are hoping, fingers crossed, that we get 5 to 7 years out of this. Oh, you can see the birdhouse from here.
And then tragedy struck.
Done.